pollution. Now, the decision support system of the government, which is being run by scientists from the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, have claimed that the share of stubble burning in Delhi's air pollution problems is reduced, and other factors such as vehicles and construction sites are contributing in larger shares for polluting the national capital. Our team visited the IIMT office and we spoke to the scientists to understand the methodology, because over 3,000 fires, viewers, have been reported from Punjab and Haryana this year already. Let's first look at the data as far as stubble burning is concerned, because even the map released by IIMT shows the fires. There you have it. I'm just going to put out this map on our screens if we can. Yes, there you have it. That's the map that has been released by IIMT, which shows some of the fires. And of course, as you can see, viewers, right here, most of the fires attributed to Haryana, Punjab, and of course, several in Pakistan as well. But as far as air is concerned, it does not really see borders. So all of that also comes into North India. These smoke statistics are also being released at a time when the Supreme Court is putting our government under pressure for inaction against stubble burning. So how do we really trust the statistics? I'm going to once again put out another map on your screens, viewers, that has been released by IIMT. The first image that I showed you was some of the live fires that have been caught on the map. However, this, viewers, is the daily mean contribution from stubble burning to the PM 2.5 mass concentration in Delhi. PM 2.5, of course, being the particle which is most harmful to human beings and others who breathe it. So we are looking at a period between the 8th of October till roughly about, say, this week. We can say about till the 27th, 28th of October. This is the graph that has been released. What you see at the bottom is, of course, the date as well as the daily fire count. And what you see here is the percentage contribution towards PM 2.5, which is the measure of pollution in the air. What is the percentage contribution? So as far as the early days of October are concerned, viewers, which you can see here, the contribution of stubble burning to pollution in New Delhi was less than 2%. And then somewhere around the 20th of October, we see a sudden spike and we see an increase that you can note right here. It went from 4% to 8%. Then it went completely doubled to 16%, again around 14% on these days. And now we can see that as far as the past week is concerned, as per the IIMT statistics, it is continuously falling. So they've noted a spike of about 3 to 4 days. Even in that, IIMT claims that the contribution of stubble burning specifically towards increase in pollution in Delhi, the maximum of it was 16%. So that really begs us to ask the question, where is the rest of the 84% pollution then coming in from? Because most of the people who are living in New Delhi and other parts of North India would have possibly experienced that in the past week or 10 days, we can now once again see problems such as a cough and a cold coming back, people feeling an irritation in their eyes, an inability of children, of the elderly to breathe properly, and you can just feel the pollution in the air as you move around in New Delhi. So many years back it was said that it's the firecrackers. Well, the firecrackers have not really happened right now. That's to come in the next few days. Then we were told, of course, that stubble burning in Punjab and Haryana, Uttar Pradesh as well, is the major contributor to pollution in New Delhi, in North India. But as far as this IIMT study is concerned, stubble burning is not the big contributor. So that really begs us today to ask the question, what then is? Right here on your screens, viewers, once again I've opened up a website which Newsx has been tracking for the past 7 years called NASA Worldview, wherein we've opened up the fire and thermal anomalies on the map. And right here, as you can see, these are from today itself the live fires which are being tracked on NASA Worldview, and you can see that several fires continue to be burning in Punjab. You can also see from yesterday, however, you see that there's a thick smog there over Punjab which continues into the rest of North India, but not too many fires, live fires noted yesterday. When we go back to the 27th of October, once again we see several fires, but if I were to do a comparison of what we're looking at right now versus the same period last year, these are of course relatively much lesser. That also of course we have to keep in mind that the Parali burning season is not yet over. In fact, it is expected to increase in the coming weeks itself. But really, it does beg us to ask the question, what statistics are we then supposed to trust, and what really are the governments doing? Let's now quickly listen in to what a senior scientist from IIMT, Sachin Gure, explained to us how the DSS model really works, how are they calculating the smog and the percentages that they're attributing to its causes. Listen in, then I bring in our guests.
We have developed indigenous air quality early warning and decision support system. So DSS is basically a part of air quality forecasting system called decision support system. So what do you mean by decision support system? So it basically gives you the information about what are the sources and how much they are contributing to the air quality in Delhi. So you get the percentage of different sources to the contribution of AQI in Delhi for today and for next 5 days. We take all the sources through emission inventory. We know where are the industries, where are the transportation hotspots, where are the farm fires occurring, where are the big cleans, and we tag those emission sources using a mathematical technique called tracers. And those tracers go into the model, and then we run the model for next 5 days using the meteorology provided by India Meteorological Department. So these tracers are then circulated into the model as per the wind direction, as per the local meteorological condition, and then we can track each and every particle coming from each.
All right, so there you heard it. I'm joined by Mr. Umesh Sehgal, former Chief Secretary of New Delhi. We also have with us Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, Chairman of Nephron Clinic, and Kavita Ashok, environmentalist, with us. Let me begin with Mr. Umesh Sehgal. Mr. Umesh Sehgal, thank you so much for speaking to us. I want to understand from you, a few years back, like I said, it was the firecrackers that were the major cause of pollution, at least at this time of the year. Then we were told, no, it's not firecrackers, it's in fact stubble burning that's taking place in Punjab and Haryana. But those governments now claim that they are cracking down, even though we've learned that over 3,000 cases have been reported so far alone this year. But another study comes out and says that it's not actually the firecrackers or the stubble burning, it's in fact vehicular pollution and even construction work. Mr. Umesh Sehgal, what is it that the governments now really need to put their heads together on so that we can come up with a final solution for this problem of many years, which is continuously impacting the people who live in the national capital?
Very difficult for me to suggest what the government should do. Point is that the vehicular pollution remains the same in winter, summer, throughout the year. Number of vehicles is not changed. The Parali, as you say, is not a major factor now. The Diwali, the firecrackers have been banned, so that is not a major factor now. The other factors are all common. So what is basically happening is that we have less pollution during summer because of the rains, because of the monsoons and the heavy winds. And the winds drive away the pollution. And if you see the coastal cities, you find the coastal cities are much better than the cities inland, whether it is Patna or it is Lucknow. The situation there is no better than the situation in Delhi. So Parali is not a major factor there. Now, all that we have managed to do is that we have now dependent totally on the nature. If there is a heavy wind on one day, you will find that the pollution level will go down. If there is by chance a rain comes down, you will see the pollution coming down. Now, artificial measures are very, very difficult for me to suggest. It is basically for the technical people who have to get together and work out. Artificial rain is one solution, a theoretical solution, at least on paper, that it might help. The other solutions are basically very difficult ones. To use these wasting water,
Yes.
trying to get the dust particles off the road. Or
But
sweeping
Mr.
the
Mir
roads.
Sehgal, I
The
want to
dust
understand.
is
Yes.
basically, dust is a North Indian factor.
Yes, Mr. Mir Sehgal, but what I want to understand from you is, do we now need to push the governments to actually conduct a study that can be trusted? Because like I said, today the trust factor is also dwindling on the fact, due to the fact that we don't have any clarity on what really is the source. If we are to conclude that it's actually vehicular pollution which is the major contributor, then perhaps some policy or some scheme can be at least framed on those bases. Today the problem is that nobody really knows, and we don't know which study we're supposed to believe.
Precisely, that's exactly what I am saying. Vehicular pollution, the number of vehicles is the same in winter as in summer. Why is the pollution much lower in summer during the monsoons? Why is it much lower during most of the year except during winter? Of course, there are environmental factors are there. You have this heavy fog during winters. You have these water particles being suspended in the air, which makes the air very heavy. So it really comes down. Pollution is not able to go up. Now this heat is not there, so that the warm air rises up and the pollution can go up out into the atmosphere. All these factors are because of winter. Now we can't fight winter. Winter is there and it has to stay. Now other factors are the same. How does it, if you reduce the number of vehicles in winter, then what about the number of vehicles in summer? Why is it
Yes.
that they are not being a major factor? I think you have hit the nail on the head. I think experts have to get together and they must find the major cause of the spike in pollution during winter. And why doesn't the same thing happen during summer? So if there are certain factors in winter which we can control, then we should try to control them. Of course, we can't control the heat, we can't control the temperature, we can't control the fact that there is no rain or very little rain in the winter. But artificial rain is one factor which we must try, because it could help on bad days. On really bad days, if we have artificial rain, it could help and probably keep the whole situation under some sort of control, if that is technically possible. So I think technicians have to suggest solution, and I think basic generalists like me can just play around, or even the judges can just give any decisions they like. It is not going to help very much. Whether you make it odd even vehicles, or you make it, if you say that this is the 15-year-old vehicles have to be thrown out of the road, all that is going to not make much of a difference.
Yes.
We have to find
Right.
the factors in winter which do not exist in summer, and must take steps to reduce those factors to the extent that we can.
Right. Mr. Mir Sehgal, I will come back to you in just a moment. Let me bring in Dr. Sanjeev Bagai into the conversation as well. Dr. Bagai, I want to understand from you, sir, your first thoughts when you listen to some of the statistics that we've now put out, and do you feel that somewhere the conversation on pollution has become really diluted, because it seems as though there are that people want to now take very extreme sides, that there are some people who feel that if you talk about banning firecrackers, then that's somehow an insult to Hinduism, or that you're trying to just explain to people how to go about celebrating Diwali. So people are taking firecrackers very personally, and I see so many messages, people are saying we're going to burst more firecrackers because that was never the cause. Because some study, first they said it's firecrackers, then another study said it's not firecrackers. So there was, like I said, an eruption of emotions that took place over that. Now there are studies which are saying that it's not even stubble burning. Why is it that we're not being able to do a comprehensive study so that we can look at all factors? Even if stubble burning is just 16% of the the pollution in the national capital, that doesn't mean it's okay.
Good evening everyone. This is a predictable failure of all agencies put together to put the entire Delhi NCR population and a lot of other states' population at extreme risk. And let me explain why. So I'll break it up in two quick parts. One is, we know that there are 2 million deaths every year in India directly because of air pollution. It's almost 18% of the overall deaths. It's contributing hugely towards the non-communicable diseases death, which includes heart attacks, asthma, bronchitis, strokes, bleeding, lung cancers, stomach cancers, urinary bladder cancers, leukemias, affects the pregnancies, the unborn fetus, bone disease, direct impact on obesity, insulin-resistant diabetes, effect on eyes, ears, mental health, liver, intestines, brain, including strokes, kidneys, allergies, plastic hazards, which includes bisphenol A, anti-hormone. It is causing infertility, viral and bacterial infections. Why are we subjecting ourselves to this kind of recurrent and predictable failures? We are getting stuck in percentages of different people. There can be no anecdotal study, there can be no personal views, there can be no religious views, and there can be no political divide in this. This is a national crisis which we feel and perceive and suffer for more than 4 or 5 months in a year to this level. But it doesn't mean that pollution has not existed all year round. The real effect of PM 2.5, just allow me a couple of minutes because this is extremely important. The PM 2.5, the gases which include carbon monoxide, methane, benzene compounds, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, volatile organic compounds, hydrofluorocarbons, carcinogens, heavy metals, the greenhouse effect, oxidized ozone, all of them are causing a direct impact with regards heart attacks, 4 times increased risk. It's causing a direct impact on lung cancers, fibrosis, insulin dependent and resistant diabetes, obesity, mental health and strokes. Every 10% increase, that means only 10 notches increase of PM 2.5 gives you 2 to 4x increase in heart attacks. These are the figures which we need to rely on. I'm not bothered whether the Parali burning is 16% contributory, 11% or 40%. But the fact is, if it is happening, it should stop. There are options and ready options available for this, but I think it's a local governmental failure, both in Punjab and Delhi. These smoke towers are a smoke screen, they are a facade, they don't work. The artificial rain, much tom-tommed about, is only a temporary measure, and let me put it in this manner, a very expensive and extreme measure. We have to look at the public transport, shambles. We have to look at the state of Delhi roads, shambles. We have to look at the construction norms, shambles. We have to look at Parali burning, shambles. We have to look at industrial toxin waste, shambles. We are not talking of Yamuna. Why not talk of Yamuna? The froth which is coming is oxidized hydrofluorocarbons and volatile organic compounds. It releases PM 2.5 and methane gases. And it's not limited only to that area. It spreads all over Delhi. We were promised 10 years back, Yamuna will be clean. Thousands of crores have been dumped into this nonsense. Someone needs to call the bluff out of these politicians. We are paying our taxes not to die.
Right.
This is a fundamental right that we need clean air to breathe. It's a fundamental right that the government protects our health. Pollution is causing disease, disability and early death, period.
Right, absolutely. Dr. Bagaia, thank you so much for joining us. I want to bring Kavita Ashok, leave the last word with you. Kavita Ashok, your thoughts on why is it that we're not being able to come up with a comprehensive study that really gives us very clear figures of what are the major contributors as far as the month of September is concerned, what are the major contributors for October, what are the major contributors for November and December, so that policy really can be framed that way, and whether it is Parali, whether it's firecrackers, whether it's vehicular pollution, all of them have to be looked at in a comprehensive manner, rather than us picking sides and saying that no, it's not firecrackers, so let's burn more of them, or that no, it's not parali burning, so it doesn't matter. The 3,000 cases, 4,000 cases doesn't matter in the larger scheme of things. That's the thought process somehow that people are going with.
See, firstly, I want to say that the challenge of air pollution is not a new one. Please forgive my throat. I am also suffering from a viral bout and allergy, as Dr. Saab was just saying. That people in Delhi have a lot of these health issues related to the air pollution. So I am also one of the sufferers. Now, I want to start by saying that the data is available. Agencies know what are the causes. We know the split between the center and the state. We know the debates between the neighboring states and Delhi NCR, how we are just doing the blame game every year. So this is not a new thing for us. Everybody who's on the panel, every official in the government agencies and authorities is well versed. What are the causes? And I'm sure if I know how, what steps we can take, I'm sure people who are into research, the Pusa Institute, and everybody has we have already worked on the solution. I have been to Pusa. I have also seen how their biodecomposer is working for stubble burning. It is a successful idea. It works. Now the deal is how to make it available to everyone. What will be the costing? How will it be available to every farmer on the ground? These are the logistical things in which we are failing. We have not been able to implement it. I want to also add today that the Supreme Court, seeing how the air pollution is affecting everybody, and there is still a tussle between the center and the state, they have really stiffened, stricken their approach to the center and the state and the neighboring government by imposing a 15 lakh rupees fine on anybody who's caught doing stubble burning, and a 15,000 of fine. May all the viewers please know about it. 15,000 rupees fine if somebody is caught burning garbage or accumulating the garbage or creating more air pollution. So these are stricter rules, and I'm welcoming them because it's high time. We need them. People are not listening. Construction is going on. The vehicular pollution is on. So I think we have come to that stage where we need stricter rules, proper implementation of fines, and of course all the lobbies have to sit together and chart this out forever once and clear everything which has been pending for the last decade.
Okay, all right. With that, I thank all of our guests and panelists for joining us to take this discussion forward.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.